എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞങ്ങളുടെ പുതിയ വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. ഈ വീഡിയോ കണ്ടിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുകയാണെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായും യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാനും ഒരു ലൈക്ക് തരാനും നിങ്ങളോട് റിക്വസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഒപ്പം ഈ യൂട്യൂബ് ചാനൽ മറ്റുള്ളവരേക്ക് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാനും മറ്റുള്ളവരേക്ക് എത്തിക്കാനും ഞങ്ങൾ GMG അക്കാദമി ടീം നിങ്ങളോട് റിക്വസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്, മനസ്സിലാക്കി തരുന്നത് ഇ-കൊമേഴ്സിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ്. കമ്പ്യൂട്ടറിൽ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ഇ-കൊമേഴ്സ് സിസ്റ്റത്തെക്കുറിച്ചാണ്. എവിടെ പോയാലും, ഏത് ലോകത്ത് പോയാലും, ഏത് രാജ്യത്ത് പോയാലും ഓൺലൈൻ ഉപയോഗിച്ചാണ് കാര്യങ്ങൾ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നത്. ഇൻ്റർനെറ്റിനെക്കുറിച്ചും ഇൻ്റർനെറ്റിൻ്റെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു ഭാഗത്തെക്കുറിച്ചാണ് ഇന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് പോകാം. ഇ-കൊമേഴ്സ്. Many consumers used the site and were dictating what they wanted from the industry. Napster allowed people to download music from the internet for free. A major merger in early 2000 between AOL and Time Warner was another key to drive for electronic commerce, e-commerce. On January 10, 2000, AOL and Time Warner announced that they would be merging. This merger meant many things to many people. The merger worth $350 million brought together a major online company with a traditional company. In February 2000, hackers attacked some major players of e-commerce, including Yahoo, eBay and Amazon. In light of these attacks, the need for improved security came to the forefront in the development of e-commerce. AOL at the time had 24 million customers. Online organizations had to learn how to better protect themselves. Security upgrades were inevitable. This attack caused by many e-commerce customers to lose confidence in shopping online. Today, the largest electronic e-commerce is business to business. Business involved in B2B sell their goods to other businesses. Other varieties growing today include consumer to consumer, C2C, where consumers sell to each other. For example, through auction sites. Peer-to-peer, P2P, is another form of e-commerce that allows users to share resources and files directly. Characteristics of e-commerce. These are the important characteristics of e-commerce. Ubiquity. In traditional commerce, customers visit a marketplace to buy something. For example, advertisements in electronic media motivate the consumers to go someplace to make a purchase. E-commerce, in contrast, is characterized by its ubiquity, which means it is available everywhere at all times. Now, market is not confined to a physical space and makes it possible to shop from anywhere. Let it be from your desktop, at home, at work, or even from your car using mobile commerce. The new marketplace extended beyond traditional geographical boundaries. The ubiquity of e-commerce gives much freedom to consumers and reduces transaction costs to a customer. It is no longer necessary to spend time and money to go a market. The ubiquity of e-commerce also lowers the mental effort required to transact in a market space. Consumers often prefer to take least effort to make purchases. Global reach. E-commerce is much helpful to do business beyond cultural and national boundaries more conveniently and cost effectively than in traditional commerce. As a result, the potential market size for e-commerce is expanding very fast. The total number of users or customers of an e-commerce business is good indicator for their expansion and popularity. In contrast, most traditional commerce is local or regional. It involves local merchants or national merchants with the local outlets. Television and radio stations and newspapers, for instance, are primarily local and regional institutions with limited but powerful national networks that can attract a national audience. These older commerce technologies do not easily cross national boundaries to a global audience. Universal standards. One important feature of e-commerce technologies is that the technical standards of the internet are universal standards. Therefore, the technical standards for conducting e-commerce also use universal standards, which means they are shared by all nations around the world. In contrast, most traditional commerce technologies differ from one nation to the another. For instance, television and radio standards differ around the world. The universal technical standards of the internet and e-commerce greatly lower market entry costs. The cost merchants must pay just to bring their goods to market. At the same time, for consumers, universal standards reduce search costs, the effort required to find suitable products, and by creating a single one world marketplace space where prices and product descriptions can be cheaply displayed, price discovery becomes simple, faster and more accurate. Ample information. In traditional markets, through sales forces and small retail stores have great opportunity to provide personal, face-to-face when making a sale. The richness of traditional markets makes them a powerful selling or commercial environment. However, today customers need not rely on the services of sales people to access information. It is available in the internet just a click away. Interactivity. E-commerce technologies allow for interactivity, meaning they enable two-way communication between merchant and consumer. Television, for instance, cannot ask viewers any questions or enter into the conversations with them, and it cannot request that customer information be entered into a form. In contrast, all of these activities are possible on an e-commerce website. Interactively allows an online merchant to encourage a consumer in ways similar to a face-to-face experience, but on much more massive global scale. Information density. The internet and web vastly increase information density, the total amount and quality of information available to all market participants, consumers and merchants alike. E-commerce technologies reduce information collection, storage, processing and communication costs. At the same time, these technologies increase greatly the accuracy and timeliness of information, making information more useful and important than ever. As a result, information becomes more plentiful, less expensive, and of higher quality. Personalization or customization. E-commerce technologies permit personalization. Merchants can target their marketing messages to specific individuals by adjusting the message to a person's name, interests, and past purchases. The technology also permits customization, changing the delivered product or service based on users' preferences or prior behavior. Given the interactive nature of e-commerce technology, much information about the consumer can be gathered in the marketplace at the moment of purchase. Importance of e-commerce. Electronic commerce means engaging commercial activities using the electronic media. This is a new dimension in carrying out trade and commerce more effectively. Operating efficiency of the business firm will definitely improve, and which in turn strengthen the value and service given to customers and provide a competitive edge or over competitors. These improvements may result in more effective performance. The direct benefit accrue to an organization on practicing e-commerce are better quality, greater customer satisfaction, better decision making, low cost, high speed and real-time interaction. More specifically, e-commerce enables executing of information relating to the transactions between two or more using interconnected networks. Business firms can use computer network technology either to reduce operating costs or to generate more income so that total profits can be increased. E-commerce has the potential to increase revenue by creating new markets for the existing products and establishing new distribution channels to better serve and interact with the customers. Moreover, firms can reduce operating costs through better coordination of sales, production, and distribution. Plenty opportunities are available from e-commerce, and the importance of e-commerce can be discussed the following heads. Consumer sovereignty. Consumer is the king in the market. The marketing strategies of all business organizations are one way or other related with the satisfaction of consumers. Consumers in e-commerce enjoy wide choice and best service. He is free to select any goods and services displayed on computer screen. Orders can be placed over the internet and goods are delivered at the doorsteps of consumers, thus avoiding inconvenience associated with manual shopping. The consumer gets full attention of the supplier as e-commerce envisages one-to-one marketing. There are no middlemen to operate between producers and consumers in e-commerce, since service of intermediaries are needed to facilitate exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers. The intermediaries are started to disappear from the market scene as the world go for electronic trading. Customization. High quality relationship is crucial for retain customers in the e-commerce environment. Customer relationship management (CRM) is a new concept in marketing, and e-commerce provides plenty of opportunities to practice CRM in organizations with a view to establish better relationship with the customers. it becomes absolutely necessary for the company to enhance customer loyalty. Otherwise, the customer is full of choice, can jump from one website to another. In order to employ technology to develop low-cost customer retaining methods, establish close relationship with customers, and develop customer loyalty. To achieve this, markets in all industries are seeking new ways to interact with the customers and delivering service. New markets. It is easier to penetrate and reaching of the customers across the world within minutes over internet. The net enables suppliers to introduce and promote new products to meet the needs of the individual buyers. Even if some customers have been missed, may be reached through the net. Thus, customer can have better quality products from any country at reasonable prices. E-commerce also makes mass customization and net production possible. An easy-to-use ordering system allows customers to order their own unique product. Business-to-business electronic commerce allows the quick and efficient manufacture of what the customer ordered. For instance, General Motors is hoping that with the full of implementation of its e-commerce strategy, the car company could receive a customer's online order and have his new car or truck built within a few days, instead of the several weeks it currently takes to build a new vehicle. Efficient use of resources, availability of plenty information, no transportation costs, and free entry into markets led to the efficient use of resources that will in turn reduce the both cost and prices. For example, cost of processing involved electronically is much cheaper than traditional methods. The aggregate demand for goods and services will be increased due to the supply of abundant information about goods and services. An important reason for the growth of e-commerce is that it reduces the cost of doing business. Selling over the web will reduce its cost. Online transaction costs are 70 to 90% less than those involving human mediation. In the US, it costs banks only 5 cents to process a net-based transaction, compared to US dollar 1.07 if the same transaction is done in a branch, and 27 cents for an ATM transaction. Employment opportunities. E-commerce provides employment opportunities to large number of people across the world. A large number of professionals are employed in software services sector. It is estimated that 3.22 million professionals are required in 2013 in the software service sector. Many of the Western and European countries require a large number of motivated professionals in the future. Quick and speedy disposal of customers. Internet-related technology process transactions at a great speed, and it takes less time to complete formalities without considerable investment. The time-consuming procedures of printing, mailing catalogs, inviting quotation, etc. can be given to computerized system to avoid delay associated with the traditional system of processing customers. Moreover, massive exhibition of goods at a central place. For example, Amazon.com, world's biggest bookstore, have millions of e-books for an online sale, can exhibit electronically their products with text, pictures, prices, etc. in no time. Managing competition. E-commerce is particularly attractive because it can serve as the great equalizer. That is, it enables the small and medium-sized enterprises to effectively compete with the large and multinational firms in the global marketplace. Here the classic case is Amazon.com, a virtual bookstore that did not exist a few years ago and does not have a single square foot of bricks and mortar floor space. Amazon.com is currently posting an annual sales rate of $1.2 billion. Products suitable for e-commerce. All products are not suitable for selling on the internet. In general, specific and special products that are not offered in common market can be sold in e-commerce. E-commerce will be a great success if the product quality is high and it can be delivered easily and inexpensively. The following types of products and services are more suitable for effective conducting of e-commerce. Selling of commodity items. Commodity item is a product or service that is difficult to distinguish from the same products or services provided by other sellers. Examples are books, CDs, clothing, and electronics and computer goods. Information-based products. The internet is primarily used to communicate, entertain, education, and research. Information-intensive products such as computers and software. Books, travel, consumer electronics, magazine subscriptions are the most popular online products at present. High value products. Customers normally want to buy things which could be readily available near their place. For example, grocery or matchbox. Products generally have a high value to weight ratio is successful in e-commerce. Services. E-commerce is highly suitable in service industries such as air travel and hotel reservation services. Investments. E-commerce sites are useful for investors in making investments in shares, mutual funds, bonds, and commodity trading. Products suitable for shipping. Products that could be transported easily are suitable for e-commerce. Bulky and heavy products would result in higher transporting and handling costs. Higher shipping costs will reduce the price competitiveness of online products. For example, customers may not be interested to purchase items such as a sofa online. High shipping costs can be a problem to online sales unless there is an additional value to offer to customers. In fact, high shipping costs is the primary factor that discourages people from buying online. Strong brand identity. A product that has a strong brand identity such as a Nokia, Nike or Sony is either to sell over the web than an unbranded item, because the brand's reputation reduces the buyer's concern about quality when buying that item online. Standard and non-perishable goods. E-commerce is more suitable for selling standard and non-perishable goods. Today, most of the customers are well aware of standard products and hence they may buy such products online. Similarly, goods that easily perishable is not an opinion for e-commerce. Physical inspection. The product which requires close physical inspection before purchase, such as high fashion clothing, antiques or perishable food products, are not suitable in e-commerce, permissible under law. Similarly, products which are not permissible to sell under the law are not suitable to sell online. For example, in India, sale of liquor or arms and ammunition are not permissible without license. So these kinds of products are not suitable for selling online and may bring legal problems for the seller and buyer both. E-commerce is traditional commerce. All of us are familiar with commerce, and this familiarity is based on our experiences as shoppers and buyers. People usually start shopping online with this previous experience. In order to meet the user's needs, we must understand the typical user's experience of traditional commerce. Commerce is a communicative transaction between two parties, buyer and seller. For commerce to take place, somebody must do the selling and somebody must do the buying. In order to do business, these two parties must share a basic understanding of how the transactions is generally supposed to flow. E-commerce websites cannot simply make products available to the bought by customers. These sites must be able to play their respective roles of commerce transaction. E-commerce websites must pay attention to how they communicate to users. E-commerce is not merely doing the same traditional business in just slightly different settings using web. Successful e-commerce firms do new things and add a unique, new improvements to old things in cyberspace. Dell Computers emerged as the US largest computer company not because of the fact that it sells plain vanilla computers over the internet. Dell's success is primarily due to its ability to use the internet to produce and sell customized computers. The internet and information technology are simply means to do e-commerce, but business is created only when technology is used to enhance value or create new products to customers. Before we explain further, let us see the concepts and features of traditional commerce. Traditional commerce. In traditional commerce, in addition to buying and selling, firms engage in many other activities. For example, the seller of a product must identify demand, promote its products to potential buyers, accept orders, deliver its products, bills and accept payment for its product, and support its customers' use of its product after the sale. In many cases, sellers will customize or create a product to a customer's specification. In traditional commerce, both buyers and sellers actively participate and play their respective roles in exchanging products or services. Features of traditional commerce. Now we shall teach some of the main characteristics of traditional commerce. Identity. Customers can easily confirm the identity of a merchant simply by visiting into a shop. Members of a community and neighborhood will normally operate stores and thus it forms of a part of customers' daily experiences. There is a clear evidence for the physical existence of a shop. On the other hand, a website often finds it very difficult to establish its physical identity and hence it cannot compete with traditional business shop. Immediacy. Customers can touch and feel and hold the goods and services in traditional commerce. Customers can collect relevant information before they make a purchase decision. Most of a transaction takes place face to face between buyer and seller without any intermediary. A customer's interaction with the merchant is not in the hands of a third party or technology. Value. In traditional commerce, the product or services that is to be sold and bought has some kind of value. Its price is determined and validated through the performance. It is very easy for a buyer to appraise the value of product, especially its relative value. if that item is very near to customers. Dialogue. Customers can talk with the merchant face to face. Direct conversation is basic to human communication and it is more effective also. Parties to a transaction needs feedback which is available from non-verbal behavior. Feedback. Customers can contact and interact with the other customers and can collect feedback about the merchant as well as by observing the merchant interacting with other customers. Privacy. Customers can make purchases with cash without revealing their identity. They usually need not give their name or address. Moreover, they don't usually have to worry about what a store will do with their personal information. In many cases, buyers just make their purchase and leave with it. Traditional commerce models. All commerce tradition is not identical and not every transaction is the same type of transaction. There are different models of traditional commerce. Retail store. Retail store is the most popular model for traditional commerce. Customers simply visit into a store where goods are stocked for sale like bookstores, grocery stores, hardware stores and find what they want, then purchase it. They leave the store with the product getting immediate ownership. Retail special order. When a retail store does not stock the product that customer wants or is currently out of stock, they often have the option of making special order for the product. For example, if a bookstore does not stock a particular book title that a customer wants and the title is in print, he can make a special order for the title from the store. After that, the store locates the product, buys it and resells it to a customer. Phone order from a catalog. Mail order catalogs with their operators standing by have been operating around longer than the internet. Even though customers cannot touch and feel the goods before ordering, they can at least speak with a live person when placing the order. Bargaining. Bargaining for a price and other transactions also form a part of traditional commerce scenario in many parts of the world. Electronic commerce. The goods that can sell in traditional commerce may find it difficult to sell with the electronic commerce because the buyers would prefer to touch, smell or examine closely before they would buy them. These products include clothing, food and electronic items. Buyers may not purchase the products without examining it. Some products such as books or CDs are suitable products for electronic commerce because customers need not experience the physical characteristics of the particular item before they buy it. For example, since the copy of the new book is identical to other copies, customers are usually willing to order the book without examining the specific copy they will receive. Now let us see what happens in e-commerce. An e-commerce customer faces mediation in every element and at every stage of the commerce transaction. Customers cannot see the merchant, only the merchant's website. They cannot touch the products. They can only see a representation. They cannot visit a store and speak with employees. They can only browse HTML pages, read FAQs, frequently asked questions, and send email to nameless customer services mailboxes. They cannot explore the store's shelves and product surface. They can only search a digital catalog. A customer at an online commerce site lacks the opportunity to access the trustworthiness of the site. The problem for the online customer is that the web is new to a large sector of the online audience, and online commerce seems like to a step into an unknown experience. Distinction between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Both of traditional and e-commerce have the same objective: to deliver right product to the right customer at the right time. But they are not as similar as they appear. In fact, there are some glaring difference between these two types of commerce. Volume of sales. Many traditional commerce facilities are designed to sell in a large volume. They may handle many orders per day, and most of these orders are typically quite large. On the other hand, e-commerce business may process numerous orders a day, but the size of the order may be small compared to traditional commerce. For example, instead of shopping 100 units to single customer at Kochi, the system may send products to 100 different customers throughout the country, all by small package delivery. More products. Traditional commerce can stock and sell large variety of products for their customers. Handling numerous products is a major challenge for online markets. They must have more storage areas and people to manage this variety of products. They also must be more systems intensive, because the more individual products they have, the more difficult it is to maintain accurate inventory data, and to avoid most fear of e-commerce blunders, the back order. Direct interaction. Traditional commerce is based on face-to-face interaction. The customer has a chance to ask questions, and the sales staff can assist the customers to ensure a satisfactory transaction. Sometimes sales staff gets an opportunity to encourage the buyer to buy additional quantity or a more expensive item or related item, creating more sales. On the other hand, e-commerce cannot exploit this opportunity unless features such as related items or live chats are implemented. Lower costs. E-commerce is usually much cheaper than maintaining a physical store in busy and popular locations. Compared with costs such as commercial space rent, opening in an online store can be done with a minimum cost. This is a very beneficial for small business owners who don't have the startup capital to run prime retail space and staff to sell their goods. Access. In e-commerce, there is no limit to the market. An e-commerce firm can do business with any customers living in any country if they are able to send products. An online store has no capability limits, and it can be have as many clients as stock can serve. However, in traditional commerce, selling of products are restricted to people who actually visiting the shop. Products returns rate. In a traditional store, the customer will be purchasing the product in person, which provides benefits both to the seller and buyer. The customer will be able to touch and check the items to make sure they are suitable, and even try them on, which reduces the number of returned items complaints. A significantly higher rate of returns of products can be expected in e-commerce business, because many customers will just order and they then try the items at home. If they are not satisfied with the product, they immediately send back it. Credit card fraud. The remote nature of e-commerce makes much more difficult to detect fraud, which means customers or stores can lose money due to fraud. While in traditional commerce, this type of fraud is comparatively low. Human resource. The human resources function at an e-commerce business is very critical. Such a business not only will have to hire and maintain more employees, It will also need to manage them more efficiency for the perfect performance of customer orders. Employing this additional staff becomes a serious issue because the business will need larger, more restrooms and additional parking spaces than normally found in a traditional distribution center.